one single moment, great moment stick out? I know you've seen a ton, but does one kind of stand above all the others for you?
Wilfredo Cordero's hit in the 9th inning to win the game during the Phillies series in 1993. A screamer down the third base line, nothing better.
I tell you what, you score every game too, don't you?
Yes, I do, since Cherry Park.
Well, what are you going to do now? You're going to, you're a lifelong fan. You're going to follow this team when they move?
Not at all. Not at all. Montreal is it for me.
So that's it, no more?
No Washington Nationals for me.
What do you think? I mean, we can talk about this till we're blue in the face. I've talked to a lot of people about this too. There, one incident where this thing went wrong. Do you have anything that sticks out that kind of the roller coaster kept going down and it never came back up?
Most definitely, it's the 1994 strike. Maliciousness on the part of the owners to cancel a World Series. There wasn't a war. There was no war to prevent this from going on. All they had to do was, so what, we play in November. Big deal. That's all it had to be done. It also was one of the greatest memories of my life because the 1994 team was going to win it.
Amazing, amazing. Well, you know what? That's just too bad. And my heart goes out to you and a lot of fans here because I know it's a tough day. Thanks for doing this. Okay, Sam.
Thanks very much, Ryan. A very emotional time as Harris is able to get Cabrera at first base. Big Val Pascucci making the stretch. But there are those in this city that have been very passionate about their Expos baseball. Katie Hines, quite obviously one of those fans, and she alluded to the 1993 team and Will Cordero, a team that won 94 games and went down to the final week of the season before the Expos gave way. But that was what really set the table for the 94 team, that when play ended on August 12th, 74-40. And there was a lot of talk around baseball that the Blue Jays were only a few games out of first place in the National League East, and there were some hopes here in Canada that it might be an all-Canadian World Series. But as Katie Hines mentioned, that was all for naught as the season was stopped and no World Series was played that year. First look at Mike Mordecai, the former Montreal Expo. Juan Pierre's on at second base. 2 outs in the inning here in the top of the 8th. Montreal trails 9-1. The Marlins have pounded out 14 hits in this ballgame. Sam Cosentino, Rance Mullinax, Ryan Payton along with you. The final home game in Olympic Stadium history. Beltran working to Mordecai. 1-1 pitch a little inside.
Well, as you could see, Katie was struggling to fight back tears and was very emotional, but very well said, very well spoken.
Very candid in her interview, and we thank her for being with us. Mordecai popped up right beneath us here in our broadcast location. Count 2-2. The runner on at second is Juan Pierre. There are 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for Mike Mordecai. Francis Beltran. 2-2 pitch. Once again fouled off by Mordecai. With all the fans in attendance here in this game, there's been pretty good struggles for foul balls and souvenirs. Had the chance, Rance, to get down into the concourse area before the game, a band playing, and the smell of that grease from ballpark food. People lining up around the souvenir stands to pick up the last of Expos merchandise. Mordecai, another foul ball. It's a screamer right over the Expos dugout. Wow.
Well, there's a foul ball that was earned.
Took it right off the shoulder.
Give him credit. He didn't run from it.
No.
Kept it in front of him, and now he has a souvenir.
He's putting that ball right next to his heart. Mordecai continuing to foul off pitches from Francis Beltran. Juan Pierre on at scoring position, and another foul ball. Pretty good at bat for Mike Mordecai.
Mike Mordecai Just continues to battle. Fights a tough pitch off. This has been a rather crazy at bat. He fouled the ball off the part of the net and hit a fan in the head. Yeah. Hit a fan in the chest down there, just above the dugout down there, and now beats one off his own foot. So
he's picking him off left, right, and center.
He's got it all covered so far. I think we have another golf ball thrown on the field from left field again.
First base umpire Mike Fichtner will throw that ball into the Expos dugout. Things have slowed up just a little bit here in the top of the 8th inning. Beltran again set to work the 2-2. Goes up high, and finally Mordecai doesn't get a piece of this one. A 12-pitch at bat results in a strikeout. The Expos coming up to hit in the bottom half of the 8th.
Research shows that cold sufferers.
Center field, Grissom, El Presidente, El Perfecto.
Probably the most famous call in all of Expos history, and there was the gentleman who had the fortune of calling that game and several games as the Montreal Expos broadcaster, Dave Van Horn. Now a Florida Marlins broadcaster. We got a chance to catch up with Dave yesterday, showing off his ring a little bit. I mean, how could you not? You would think the ring the Marlins won last year would come with a bodyguard. They're so big. Brendan Harris on the ground, left side. Mordecai over to first, one down. In between innings, Brad Wilkerson, who left this game earlier, was shown up on the Jumbotron here, out and acknowledged by the fans. 3 fantastic years for Brad Wilkerson to kickstart what is a fantastic, or what has been a fantastic career so far. Hard-nosed player, all 3 outfield positions, a little first base. Some more of the passionate fans in attendance here. Endy Chavez is the pinch hitter. David Weathers, the new pitcher for the Florida Marlins. So after 7 strong innings, Carl Pavano gives way to Weathers, who is 7-7, 4.31 ERA. And it looked earlier this season that Weathers' career might have come to an end. But he has found a new life in Florida. Endy Chavez lifts this ball to right center. And over to make the catch is Chris Aguila, 2 down. Let's get you back to the Score Studios with Jim Bambulis for the sports update.
Thanks very much, Sam. Let's get you down to Houston. Cardinals, Astros, bottom 4. Morgan Ensberg takes Jeff Suppan to right. And that's gone. His 9th, that's barely gone, actually. 2-run shot, 3-2 Houston at that point. It's now 4-4 as St. Louis has scored 2 in the top of the 6th. Roger Clemens doing not bad so far.
The 2004 edition of the Montreal Expos. Josh Lavandera, 2 outs in the inning for the rookie. He is 0 for 5 to start his major league career. Lavandera from the same area in California that you're from, Rance, and a pretty likable young guy.
Yes, he really is. He brings a lot of intensity to the game. David Weathers, former Blue Jay. I believe that David was a part of the '93 club, may have been a September call-up, but nonetheless part of the '93 World Championship team in Toronto. Has went on and had a fine career.
Continuing to get major league hitters out. Made a couple of spot starts for Florida, whose schedule has been nuts since hurricanes have struck that area. A couple of doubleheaders. Lavandera caught looking as called by first base umpire Josh Lavandera. We go to the top of the 9th with the Expos trailing 9-1.
When I want a Hershey bar.
Well, as you mentioned, Chad Cordero, first-round draft pick. He's spent very little time in the minor leagues, but you can see why. He has an explosive fastball to go along with an excellent slider, a very hard slider with good downward movement to it. And the one thing that stands out to me is He appears to be, for a young man with such little experience, to have a lot of composure on the mound.
He does, and that's one of the things Frank Robinson felt would make him a good closer, is the demeanor he has for such a young guy. And I know the schedule has really taken its toll on Chad. Pitch inside to Easley, misses.
Well, in his first year of a full major league season, he's never experienced that before, and it's considerably longer than anything else I'm sure that he has experienced.
And for that matter, it hasn't been really a regular season. The Expos stops in Puerto Rico. One home game that wasn't actually a home game in San Francisco. Playing a couple of games in U.S. Cellular Field, home of the Chicago White Sox due to the hurricane. Damon Easley past Brendan Harris into the left field corner, and he's got himself a 2-out double.
Well, Damon Easley right here hit what looks to be a slider that Chad Cordero left middle in, didn't get it away. And Damon Easley stayed on it very well and drove it down the left field line for a double. But you know, one of the things for especially a young player coming into the big leagues and establishing himself, it's not so much the physical end of it, but it's the mental grind. And you have to develop mental toughness to perform consistently day in, day out.
That brings up the 8-hole hitter, Alex Gonzalez, who looks at strike one. Easley on at second. After the first out of the inning here, the fans got on their feet and they refused to sit down here at Olympic Stadium. An unbelievable outpouring of emotion. And we're only in the top half of the ninth. Fouled off by Gonzalez and out of play. Looked a little dicey early on as we underwent a 10-minute rain delay, or not rain delay, but a 10-minute delay in the top of the third inning after several objects had been thrown onto the field. The game at that point was in question on whether or not it would continue. The fans have settled down, and what were bitter cheers early on in this game have turned to cheers of celebration.
Well, I think they're just really making a point to try and send this Expo ball club and show their appreciation to the players that have been here over the years and this year as well. Give them a nice positive send-off.
The 1-2 from Cordero. Gonzalez caught looking. So Cordero strikes out Chris Aguila looking and then does the same thing to Alex Gonzalez. And a special night it is indeed. Rather than take a commercial break, we allow the viewers at home to take it all in here at Olympic Stadium as we move to the bottom half of the ninth inning. The Expos trail by 8 runs. A small miracle needed to come back in this game. You with the crowd here for a few seconds. We will leave you to go back to the Score Studios for an update and then come back and take it all in here, middle of the ninth inning.
Thanks very much, Sam. We'll get you back to Montreal just in time for the bottom half of the ninth inning. But first, let's update you on what's going on in Texas right now. Anaheim and Texas, both teams involved in a very, very, very bitter AL West race to the end. It's going to come down to the end. In fact, here's Kevin Mench in the third inning. He's going to double hard to left field. Here comes Blaylock. All that part of a 4-run third inning for Texas. It's now tied at 5. So in the 6th, let's get you back to Montreal.
Well, there it is. Again, just a huge outpouring of emotion for the Montreal Expos. We move to the bottom of the ninth inning. Meister Asturis facing Rudy Stianez. First pitch in there for a strike. Asturis in this game 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs to second base. Flying out to left in his first at bat. Pitch a little high. Stianez, a deadline deal acquisition from the Kansas City Royals. Good numbers for Stianez. ERA right around 3. 3 wins to go along with 1 loss. Stianez works. Asturis hammers this ball to right. Aguila giving chase at the track, at the wall, and makes the grab. Asturis gave it a ride, but this Olympic Stadium right field's a long way to go. And Asturis is retired, but makes a loud first out here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Well, puts a good swing on this ball. Just gets a little bit under it, a little too much air under it. A power hitter can get away with that, but a middle infielder, you miss it a little bit and it just doesn't carry enough for you. But nonetheless, a good swing and a pretty good running catch by the right fielder.
Good awareness of where the wall was, and he went right back and used every inch of right field to make the grab. Stianez works to Valpascucci, 1 hopper to second base. Picked and flicked over to first base by Damian Easley. 2 down in the inning.
Well, Rudy Stianez, pitcher that has pitched with a number of different ball clubs, but a guy that's always possessed an outstanding arm at one time through 95, 96, 97. And still, as you can tell by looking at his numbers, there's still a lot left in that arm.
Another situation occurring on field. Some of the few here trying to spoil it for the rest of the 31,394 that are in attendance. 2 outs in the inning. Termel Sledge is the hitter. (9-1) Florida over Montreal. Fans on their feet. Would love to see one last hit from Termel Sledge. With every pitch. Flashbulbs flashing here in Olympic Stadium. What could very well be the last pitch in this ballpark, the last major league pitch. The Expos have more games to play, but they will not be played here. They'll be played in New York against the Mets, where it all started back in 1969. 2-0 count to Sledge. Stianez checks the sign. The catcher, Matt Trainer. Feels low into the dirt. That ball will be thrown out of play. .30 count. 2 outs. Meister Asturis led off the inning. Flying out to right. Valpascucci grounded out to second. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. You can see all the flashbulbs going off as that pitch made its way in towards Termel Sledge. Stianez works. This ball popped up left side. Mike Mordecai, go figure, a former Expo to make the catch. And that is a very sad day, the end of a sad day for the city of Montreal, for our country. The last out at Olympic Stadium. A fly ball by Termel Sledge to former Expo Mike Mordecai at third base. Frank Robinson will take that ball and put it in his trophy case. An historic ball it is. On a night when the Montreal Expos fall 9-1 to the Florida Marlins.
I think it would be appropriate and a very good gesture if the the Expo players and staff would step out of the dugout and take one last bow here and show their appreciation for the support that they have received here over the years and this year from these Expo fans.
We saw this earlier before the game had started. All the footage. In Jerry Park in 1969. To the move of the Expos to Olympic Stadium in 1977. Steve Rogers, Gary Carter, the Hawk. What a career he had here as an Expo. The Rock.
Pendant ces 36 années, j'espère qu'un jour on aura un miracle où ça reviendra ici. Alors je vous remercie beaucoup, on a tous nos joueurs. Merci beaucoup.
Just want to say from everybody, from everybody from the front office to security staff, to the ushers, to the guys that work in the clubhouse, and to you fans for coming out. Just to everybody, we appreciate everything from the front office to the staff, to the fans, to the ushers, to everybody. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. May God bless each and every one of you.